But let's check out the intro. This is Tony Hinchcliffe on Club Random with Bill Maher.
I'm here. Hello.
Place swept up.
How's it going, my man?
How are you?
Good. So nice to meet you.
Tony.
Tony Hinchcliffe, Bill Maher. A pleasure to meet you.
Oh, the insult comic. I can feel the barbs coming.
This is crazy, bro. I almost fell out for a second. I forgot what I was doing. I went off into La La Land, dude. So look at Tony's outfit right here. This is absolutely ridiculous. Or as Tony would say, incredible. This is absolutely incredible. I don't even know what half of this stuff is. I'm not rich, but he's wearing the hugest Doc Martens you've ever seen, a pair of camo pants, a bright green Letterman members only jacket. Of course, he's got a rose gold Rolex on and a pair of glasses that say Burberry on the side. But these are I don't even know what to call these glasses. They're kind of like the ones I'm wearing now, but yellow. And it makes him look stupid as hell with his giant ass teeth and his stupid little Spaniard mustache. Look at that thing. That thing. Shave it off, bro. It doesn't even connect to the chin. Shave it off. And of course, you listen to the intro. Bill's like, Tony, are you there? He's like, hello, I'm here. Dude, his voice drives me nuts. Listen to this.
Guest here.
I'm here. Hello.
Place
I'm here. Hello.
swept up.
How's it going, my man?
How are you?
Good. So nice to meet you.
Tony.
Tony Hinchcliffe, Bill Maher. A pleasure to meet you.
Oh, the insult comic. I can feel the barbs coming. Should I not sit in the front row?
No, you're safe. If
I'm in the front row, am I going to get spritzed with the comic barbs? You're not going to ask me where I'm from?
No crowd work on you.
No, come on. Do some crowd work. Ask me where I'm from.
Where are you from?
New Jersey. Come on. There's a slow pitch down the middle of the plate, bro.
Yo, so look at this. This is what I'm talking about. This is like a prime example of how I described Bill, where he wants to ask you hard-hitting questions or put you into awkward situations where you got no choice but to be real, man. But he does it in the weirdest way. Bill is a comedian, right? And he's going to sit here and ask another comedian to do crowd work on him when it's just the two of them in the room. And it's literally just the two of them in this room. This is not, Bill's podcast is not like other podcasts where they have a producer sitting maybe 10 feet away at some desk with a computer and they can talk to the producer. They go, hey man, pull that up. Or Theo Vaughn's producer's in another room, but there's a glass wall there. You can see the guy. They have the headphones. You can talk to the guy. Bill's podcast is not like that. Bill's show has security cameras in his basement of his house. And when you go down there, you expect to see other people to be messing with the lighting and stuff. No one's there. It's just you. You're by yourself. So when there's no one here at all, except for these two men, both of them being comedians, if you knew a comedian, or you can hear them talk about it on podcasts sometimes, they don't like it when someone goes, oh, you're a comedian? Tell me a joke. Why? Because their jokes are not knock, knock, who's there? It's a setup, a premise. Sometimes they tell it in story format. You have to really talk these things through to understand the punchlines of these jokes. So it's not oh, you're a comedian, tell me a joke. And then the infamous Tony Hinchcliffe is going to go, knock, knock, who's there? They don't do that. That's not how it works. So they should know not to do that to each other, or so you think, right? So Bill's going to completely put his head up his ass and maybe not even realize what he's doing and ask Tony to do crowd work on him right as soon as they sit down. Watch this. This is crazy as fuck.
Oh, the insult comic. I can feel the barbs coming. Should I not sit in the front row?
No, you're safe. If
I'm in the front row, am I going to get spritzed with the comic barbs? You're not going to ask me where I'm from?
No crowd work on you.
No, come on. Do some crowd work. Ask me where I'm from.
Where are you from?
New Jersey.
Where are you from?
There's a slow pitch down the middle of the plate, bro. New Jersey.
That is a shithole, indeed.
Well, come on, you could do better than the shithole. Isn't that what you're
Maybe I'll
famous
warm up.
for?
I like.
This guy doesn't want to do this shit. He doesn't want to do crowd work on you by himself in the middle of your basement. Tony is, for once in his life, he's scared he might get tied up and gagged. Bill Maher might be the one fucking dude in Hollywood that Tony doesn't want to fuck. And he's stuck in Bill's basement alone right now, being asked to do crowd work by Bill. It's like he obviously doesn't want to do it, you know? And you could hear Tony answer. He goes, "Oh yeah, where are you from?" Like when he goes, "Come on, ask me where I'm from." He goes, "Oh yeah, well actually no, really. Like where are you from?"
On you.
No, come on, do some crowd work. Ask me where I'm from.
Where are you from?
New Jersey. Come on. There's a slow pitch down the middle of the plate, bro. New Jersey.
That is a shithole, indeed.
Well, come on, you could do better than the shithole. Isn't that what you're
Maybe I'll
famous
warm up.
for?
I like to feel the people and know them a little bit better than just straight up.
Or ask me what I do. And then I say nothing, and you say, "How do you know when you're done?" And then tip your waitress.
That's it.
So you came up through the clubs, right?
Yes, I
Still
started
in the clubs?
Yep.
Look, Bill, of course, he does all that stupid shit, and then he goes, "You came up in the clubs, right? I know all about that. I came up in the clubs too. So you should know then to not ask about that." I love that, because if Bill got asked that, like if Tony would have sat down and been like, "Oh, Bill, do some crowd work on me," Bill would have been like, "Oh, really? Oh, really? You want me to do crowd work on you? Really? Like, that's what we're doing right now? I'm Bill fucking Maher." So stupid, dude. I hate it. So now, look, they get to talking about Tony's Puerto Rico joke, right? Listen to this. I love it.
Who was, I don't know if, you should tell me, I'm very curious. Your reputation now is as a right winger because you did the Trump rally and told the Puerto Rico joke, which is a great joke. You know, yeah.
It was in the mix. It's a whole fucking conundrum. You would love to know the story, because you would really understand it from a comedian's perspective. Like, I'm going there to kind of, you know, to do this thing about how, you know, free speech, this and that, and make those kinds of jokes. But I had a whole thing written and planned, you know, to go into the teleprompter. And that Puerto Rico joke was actually a joke that I had done a bunch in my stand-up, and it's part of a bigger joke with more front end and a longer back end. And
like what? I'm curious.
Well,
damn, Bill just almost lit his goddamn face on fire. Did you see that? God damn. Look, so Tony's sitting here making excuses for his lame-ass Puerto Rico joke, which we all hated. Tell everyone. If they liked it, they tell them why they should hate it. And then Bill goes to light up like his cigarilla or whatever the hell this thing is that he's smoking on. Almost lights his whole face on fire like an old man. This is like how you expect an old man to act.
Front end and a longer back end.
Look at Bill.
And
like what? I'm
God
curious.
damn. When have you ever seen me fucking almost light my whole entire face on fire when I'm sparking up one of these J's? One of these blunts, these L's.
Front end and a longer back end. And
like what? I'm
God damn. All right. Yeah, let's give it up for Bill. So look, the only reason I wanted to show you that is just to, you know, kind of show you how they're getting into it. Tony wants to throw these long excuses in there. They're about to start talking about like the politics behind the joke and everything like that. And then this is where we get into a little bit of an interesting time code, because Tony talks about why he even did the Trump rally in the first place. Bill starts asking him like, well, did you get a paycheck? Like, are you a Trumper, like a full-blown Trumper? Because to me, you're like a full-blown Trumper. So you're basically like a retard. You know what I mean? Like an American retard. And like all you care about is like right-wing racism and stuff like that. So I'll still talk to you, you know. I had dinner with Trump earlier this month. We're cool. But I still think you're a bigot, you know. So they're about to start talking about all that. And then Tony's going to tell him his real agenda behind doing it.
To the evening, when I got there, I go, when am I going up in this thing? And they go, you're up first. Can you imagine?
Oh, you opened. You opened for the Trump rally.
I went up after the goddamn national anthem.
But
Bill
did you
Maher.
do it because you're a supporter of Trump, or just because it's an opportunity and a paycheck? Was it a paycheck?
No, it wasn't a paycheck. I did it literally to hopefully, get some. Hopefully, if only 10,000, not to mention 100,000, maybe 200 if we're lucky, actual people to vote for him. Yeah.
Oh, so you did want people to vote for Trump?
Yes, without a doubt.
Look at that. So Mr. fucking Tony Hinchcliffe had this whole agenda where he wanted all of his followers to vote for Trump. That's a dangerous man. We should freeze his bank accounts like they did with Kanye. Kanye never told you who to vote for. He just told you to maybe watch out for the Jews a little bit. You know what I mean? He said, keep an eye on them. We don't know about those guys over there. But he never told you who to vote for like that. He never tried to swing a whole goddamn election with this shitty comedy. He never did that. But Tony will do that. Good old Tony. Look at this asshole. Look at these Burberry sunglass things that he's wearing. I don't even know what these are. And I didn't even realize, he has the sunglass leash on the back of the sunglass. How gay are you, dude? What are you, scared they're going to fall off? If they're Burberry, they had to have been, I don't know, like $1,000, I would guess. I don't have the money for this kind of shit. And you got the leash on the back, bro? Jump off a cliff.
And hold my fart like a bong rip.